I mean, where do we even start, ladies and gentlemen? Where do we even start? Before we get to talking about the absolute madness that has taken place in the last few hours of the greatest fight card of all time, I just want to say welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video on the Combat Corner. Yes, it is fight week, and we are almost at fight night of the greatest fight card in my lifetime in boxing. And, well, let's just say it's taken a few blows in the last 48 hours and maybe a little bit longer. Floyd Schofield obviously poisoned. We're not quite sure what's going on there. A lot of conspiracies, a lot of rumours, but he is out of his world title fight versus Shakur Stevenson. Josh Padley comes in, the man who beat Turkey Al Sheikh's favourite fighter, Mark Chamberlain, at Wembley on that big card back in, it was September, I believe it was September, when Dubois chinned AJ. I still remember it, unfortunately. Yeah, being a big AJ fan, that wasn't a night. You try and wipe that. But yeah, an absolute massive victory for him. He's been drafted in. But in the last few hours, and I mean last few hours, I'm literally recording this literally about 10 minutes before I go to bed because it's been absolutely crazy. I've been trying to sort out thumbnails and stuff all for the big event that we are live streaming on Saturday night. Don't worry, we have got another couple of videos coming towards, well, coming on the channel before the big night and before the big live stream. But just before we start talking about what has gone on, we are going to be live. We will be there from the first fight to the last fight. The whole live streamed event, we will be there for the greatest fight card in my lifetime and potentially ever in boxing. Even though it has taken a few hits, they've managed to pull it out the fire and keep it at the level that it already was once. I mean, already was once, or already once was. I think it was the second way. But anyway, let's talk about Martin Bakole and let's talk about Joseph Parker for a second. I suppose we might need to talk about Daniel Dubois as well. We'll talk about him in just a second. Let's start off with the size of these lads' cojones. Yes, absolutely massive. You're getting a handful of these cojones. Don't know why we're going into too much description on the size of the cojones, but we all know they're absolutely massive because we are talking. Martin Bakole is not even in Saudi Arabia right now. I believe he is in the Dominican Republic of Congo. I think I've said that right. I mean, he is in Congo right now, and he's getting on a flight. I'm assuming he's on the flight now, and he's heading towards Saudi Arabia. But this man will land in Saudi Arabia about, I don't even know if it'd be 24 hours before he's supposed to be fighting Joseph Parker on what I believe is still the co-main event to the last Crescendo, which is obviously the name of the event. I mean, what? Martin Bakole, probably the most avoided heavyweight in the world right now, has just come in last minute to fight Joseph Parker, and Joseph Parker has said, bring it on, let's go. I mean, this is why we love boxing, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I get so passionate, and this is why all of you tune in to watch these fight cards, because when you've got such a man, such a nice man, by the looks of it, I don't know him personally, but Joseph Parker, he seemed like a genuine, sound guy, but absolutely hard as a bag of rocks. That analogy could have gone south very quickly. But yeah, absolutely hard as nails, stepping up to the plate when, let's be honest, he could have just gone, I don't really feel like I need to fight. No, he's gone, you know what, I'm going to stay on the card. Yeah, I'm not fighting for a world title. You know what, let's fight the most avoided man in the division. I mean, that is absolutely unbelievable. Set of courage and set of nuts, because I just absolutely salute to you, man. And I hope Joseph Parker wins, because when you're taking big risks like that, I just hope he gets rewarded. But what I will say is Martin Bakole is not a man that will go without a fight. An unbelievable heavyweight, potentially in the top 5 heavyweights now that Tyson Fury is retired. Maybe you go, I don't know, just going off the top of the head, Usyk, Dubois, maybe you put Parker in 3rd, maybe you put even Bakole in 4th and AJ in 5th, maybe it gets changed around, maybe you don't even have AJ in the top 5 anymore. I do, because I'm an AJ fanboy, and you've got to keep him in there for as long as you can. But let's be serious for a second. This is an absolute massive risk, because we all know Bakole is not going to be 12 rounds fit. He is going to come in there to try and take Joseph Parker's head right off their shoulders. And I am absolutely all eyes on this co-main event. I mean, I think it might have just got more interesting. Somehow, we've lost the second best heavyweight in the world at the moment, in Daniel Dubois, the IBF heavyweight champion. And I feel like this fight might have just got better. I don't know how. I don't know how they've managed to do that. How have they done that? How have they made it more intriguing when you've got Bakole coming in last minute? He is going to be dangerous because we know if he's 12 rounds fit, then fair play. But come on, he is getting off the couch here and he's won in a fight. I think this is going to be. I had Virgil Ortiz versus Madrimov as my fight of the night, which, I mean, we're going to put out on a video, probably a little shorts that we do on the rest of the fights. Because we're going to talk about the two big boys. I'd already done the video for what was supposed to be coming out tonight was the Bivol versus Beterbiev video, but that's going to have to come out tomorrow because it's actually supposed to be the Dubois Parker video coming out tomorrow, and then the Bivol thing tonight. But we've had to switch it around because the Parker Dubois one is not going to be seen because it's not happening. So we've had to bring things forward and we've had to chop and change. So yeah, it's unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. It's just crazy. It really, really is absolutely crazy. Last 3-4 hours in boxing because, I mean, how have they made the card better? Because I actually feel like it might be better now. Because I think it's a more competitive fight. It's a more intriguing watch just because of the fact that Martin Bakole on 48 hours notice, that is hard for Joseph Parker because even though I just think it's just a completely different fight, isn't it? It's just a different fight. With Dubois, you know what you're getting. With Bakole, even though you've seen what he done to Jared Anderson last year, he still feels like a bit of an unknown quantity. And that is probably a reason why he seems to be very avoided in this division. And it's just got the juices flowing, hasn't it? It's just got the juices flowing to what was an absolutely unbelievable card. I mean, I'm just going to keep repeating myself because it's just feel like everyone's going to know. Everyone's going to know what we're saying. But let's be serious and let's talk about the actual fight and what it can do for both men. Because Joseph Parker, yes, he was supposed to fight for the IBF heavyweight championship of the world against Dubois. That's no longer happening, of course. If he loses this fight, this is why I'm just so in awe of Joseph Parker, because he could have just sat out and wait for the Dubois fight again. But he's gone, yes, I'll have this. A massive, massive risk. And the fact that if he does lose this, say goodbye to world championship status and fighting for a world title any time soon, because the heavyweight division seems like it's almost streamlined after this fight. I feel like, even though I don't believe the winner of Bakole and Parker gets a world, well, I suppose they do get a world title shot because they'll probably fight Dubois, but they don't get the Usyk fight. But I do believe this winner will now get Dubois, unless this winner gets Usyk, and then the Kabayel Zhang winner. Is it Kabayel Zhang winner gets IBF? I don't know. What was the IBF eliminator? Actually, wasn't a Jagba versus Bakole the IBF eliminator? So maybe, I don't know. I don't even know, to be honest. It's just crazy what the scenarios could play out now in the heavyweight division. Maybe you get a little bit of a mix-up, or maybe Usyk just sits out. And I know we was talking recently about the Alex Pereira fight being a fantasy fight. Maybe he goes into that and then waits for the heavyweight boxing to start the heavyweight division to start streamlining again, because this kind of last-minute replacement does kind of shake things up a little bit. But we know the outcome for Joseph Parker. If he wins, massive scalp, massive confidence going into a potential Dubois or an Usyk fight, and cements himself as definitely the number 3 heavyweight in the world if he was to beat Martin Bakole. For Martin Bakole to do the business on 48 hours, who's going to want to fight that? Who is going to want to fight that? We've heard about stories in the gym with both Dubois and Usyk, and we all know sparring. But hey, if he was to come in on 48 hours notice and deal with Joseph Parker off the couch, Martin Bakole to become a new world champion, I'm putting all my money on it, and I'm not a betting man. That would be absolutely. I just feel like it's just so more. It's just so. Got me speechless. That is what this announcement has got me. It's got me speechless. Because I say it's got me speechless. It's literally got me speechless and flabbergasted in one. It's just, it's crazy. It is crazy. And you know what? I could sit here waffling and probably say the same thing over and over again for half an hour. We have got an absolute barnstormer, real set of nuts on the co-main event for the greatest fight card I've seen in my lifetime. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about the fight. Do you think it's a little bit of a step down, or do you think it's just as good? For me, I think it's just as good. Yes, we've got no world title. We're one world title fight down, but I think we've got a little bit more interest because I want to see what Martin Bakole can do on 48 hours notice against Joseph Parker. That's going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. You'll probably see the Bivol and Beterbiev breakdown and prediction on the next video, which should come out Friday evening. And then obviously we've got the live stream on Saturday. All the boxing will be there. And there might be a shorts on the rest of the fight card and my predictions as well. But before we end off, my prediction for this fight is Joseph Parker by late stoppage. You heard it here first. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.